Pistol shrimp can snap one claw shut so fast it creates a flash of light and a bubble hotter than the surface of the sun. That's not a typo, and it's not even the strangest thing you're about to hear. These are 9 real animals that sound completely made up, backed by actual science, no exaggeration. Let's start with the one that basically has a built-in weapon from a sci-fi movie. Pistol shrimp have one regular-sized claw and one giant claw that works like a slingshot. When it snaps shut, it shoots a jet of water so fast that the pressure drops and forms a collapsing bubble, and that collapse briefly hits temperatures close to 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than the surface of the sun, for a fraction of a second. The shockwave alone can stun or kill small fish. Marine biologists call the sound the loudest made by any marine animal its size. A shrimp the size of your thumb is walking around with a literal sonic weapon. Axolotls can regrow almost any part of their body. Lose a leg? It grows back, fully formed, with bone, muscle, and nerves intact, in a few weeks. Cut its spinal cord? It regenerates that too, with no scarring. Scientists have removed and reattached parts of an axolotl's brain and watched it reconnect on its own. They never grow up in the normal sense either. They stay in a permanent juvenile, guild form their entire lives, casually walking around looking like a smiling pink noodle that cannot be permanently damaged. Tardigrades can survive in the vacuum of outer space. In 2007, scientists sent a batch of these microscopic water bears into orbit on the outside of a spacecraft, exposed directly to the vacuum of space and lethal solar radiation, with no protection at all. Most of them survived, and some even laid eggs that hatched normally afterward. They can also survive being frozen for decades, boiled, dried out completely, and blasted with radiation that would kill a human 1,000 times over, by basically pausing their own metabolism and waiting it out. The immortal jellyfish can turn back into a baby version of itself. When it's injured, sick, or just old, its adult cells transform back into the early polyp stage, essentially rebooting its entire life cycle from scratch. In theory, it can do this forever, which is why scientists call it biologically immortal. It still dies from predators, disease, or bad luck, but old age alone won't kill it. Somewhere in the ocean right now, there's a creature that figured out how to hit the undo button on death. Honey badgers can take a bite from a venomous snake and just walk it off. Their skin is loose and thick enough that they're hard to bite or claw effectively, and their immune systems can tolerate venom doses that would kill most mammals many times over. There are documented cases of a honey badger getting bitten by a cobra, passing out for a couple of hours like it took a nap, then waking up and finishing its meal, the snake. The phrase honey badger don't care is, scientifically speaking, accurate. Electric eels can generate over 600 volts, more than 5 times the power of a wall outlet. They have 3 separate electric organs that take up most of their body, and they don't just zap things passively. Researchers have filmed electric eels leaping partway out of the water to press themselves against a threat and deliver a direct shock on purpose, like a living taser. They also use lower voltage pulses constantly just to navigate murky water, like a built-in radar system made of electricity. Dung beetles steer in a perfectly straight line by reading the stars. Specifically, they use the Milky Way as a compass. When researchers covered the beetles' eyes or tested them under a starless sky, the beetles walked in circles. Under a clear night sky, they rolled their dung balls in a dead straight line away from competitors. They're the only insect known to navigate by the galaxy. An animal best known for rolling poop is also, technically, an astronomer. Platypuses glow blue-green under ultraviolet light. Under normal light they look like a regular brown, beaver-tailed, duck-billed mammal, which is already a lot, but shine a UV light on one and its fur lights up bright blue-green, a trait called biofluorescence that scientists only confirmed in the last few years. Nobody fully knows why it does this. On top of that, platypuses lay eggs, sweat milk through their skin, and have venomous spurs on their hind legs. It's less an animal and more a checklist of things mammals are supposedly not allowed to do. Greenland sharks can live for more than 400 years. Scientists estimated the age of one female shark using the chemistry of her eye lenses and got a number between 272 and 512 years old, meaning she could have been alive before the United States existed. They grow about 1 centimeter a year, don't reach sexual maturity until around age 150, and swim through freezing Arctic water their entire impossibly long lives. Somewhere in the ocean right now, there's a shark older than your country. This is what makes this channel worth your time: 9 animals that are completely real and somehow still walking around like it's normal. A shrimp with a sonic weapon, a jellyfish that resets its own age, and a shark older than most countries, and that's just 9 of them. Subscribe if even one of these broke your brain a little, because there's a brand new one of these waiting for you every single day. Which fact are you immediately sending to a group chat? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one.